Well, good afternoon. I'm Michael Metcalf. I'm going to be your host today, and I'd like to introduce you to the Auto eVantage. Get the eVantage for your auto dealership today. Did you know that theft recovery technology is really about 15 years old? You know, the chip gets installed and it doesn't create any data until it's activated by the police. That means that you have to actually report that your car was stolen, and then you have to wait for the police to show up. That can take hours. And then you have to fill out a police report. And when you're done filling out the police report, then the police also have to verify that you're the legal owner of the car, and then the theft recovery process can begin. So there's really no benefit except theft recovery when you install a theft recovery chip like a LoJack. Well, that old technology is now being replaced by GPS asset management technology. This is newer, modern technology that when you connect this chip to your automobile's power, it reports its current location 288 times per day. That's about once every 5 minutes. You can now find your car by yourself. You don't have to necessarily call the police. Just open up a web browser, type in your security code, and you'll see a Google map pop up, and you'll see an address and a pin on the map that shows you right where your car's at. Now, if you want to report that information to the police because your car got stolen, you could do that right away and without having to wait for somebody to come. But more importantly, there's lots of reasons why you may want to find out where your car is, and you want to find out fast. Another thing that you can do is you can draw a geofence. That's an imaginary parameter around the location where your car is supposed to be. And if the car ever leaves that geofence area, it can automatically call you, text you, or email to let you know the vehicle has just left the geofence area that it's supposed to be in. Well, you can also set speed controls, and you can say that this car, for example, is not supposed to be driven faster than 75 miles per hour. If that car ever goes faster than that 75 miles per hour, it will trigger a phone assistant to give you a call, send you a text, or send you an email that your car is now traveling more than 75 miles per hour. Now, imagine if you're an auto dealer and you could use some of these benefits to manage the asset while it's still on your lot. Imagine if you could open up a web browser, type in a code, and you could tell how many cars did you have in the beginning of the day on your lot. How many cars did you sell, and how many cars are still there, and what's the difference? What's the difference? Maybe there's 8 cars difference. So then you can click on that and say, where are those cars? And then see where those 8 cars on a map are immediately. Imagine that you have some guys out doing test drives, and they're going more than 75 miles an hour during the test drives. Wouldn't your general manager want to know that information? Or if that vehicle left your dealership lot, or if it left your off-site lot in the middle of the night, wouldn't you want one of your staff members or your local police to know about it? So now you could use this technology while the vehicle's still on your lot for the purposes that you have as a dealer, but more importantly, you can repurpose those same things to the customer so that when the customer buys the vehicle from you, you're going to be able to double your sales because people are going to want to buy some of those benefits and keep that unit in the vehicle. And so this has a much stronger sales pull-through rate than theft recovery only devices like LoJack. Now, we also create a hands-free safe driving service for the people who drive cars. This is an application that you load on their mobile phone, and it's a service that they subscribe to. And the reason why this is so important is because distracted driving is illegal in 43 out of 50 states. Why is the government behind that, you might think? Because there are 440,000 accidents every year just in the United States alone, and sadly over 3,700 fatalities because most people think that when their telephone makes a noise when they're driving, they could look down at their telephone just for a couple seconds and look right back up. Well, it's not okay. And that's why there's 440,000 accidents and 3,700 people that get killed every single year, because most drivers believe they can look down, they can interact with their phone for a few seconds, and that they can look back up and it's going to be okay. It's not okay. In fact, that's why it's estimated that distracted driving is now 23 times more dangerous than drinking and driving. Well, now you can associate your auto dealership brand with safe driving because you can make a custom version of this safe driving application for your auto dealership. And when we load this application on your driver's mobile phones, when those mobile phones start moving more than 10 miles per hour, we can pop up a safe blocking screen that will prevent the driver from manually dialing or texting, but it can remind them to drive safe by using voice commands. So you can block the dangerous behavior, but still allow your drivers to communicate legally by using voice. Now they can send and receive text messages, listen to email and respond to email, make phone calls, or even post to Twitter or Facebook and speak task after task after task as simply as talking to somebody that's sitting in the passenger seat. Her name is Ivana, the talking phone assistant. Now we can rebrand Ivana whatever name you want for your auto dealership, and we can even customize the mobile application so the safety screen when it pops up has your dealer name and your dealer brand on it. This is a great way to keep your dealership brand on the top of people's mobile phones when they're driving vehicles. And as a result, you can communicate with those drivers even after they drive off the lot. You could actually cause an automatic service reminder to pop up on the mobile phone and even have the talking phone assistant audibly remind the driver, hey, it's time for an oil change, or it's time for a tune-up, or it's time for a tire rotation, or it's time for a 30,000-mile service, or whatever the schedule might be. And right after she announces the service that's needed, she can actually say, would you like me to connect you to the dealer right now so you can schedule your appointment? Well, the driver simply says yes, and it's done. The talking phone assistant will automatically connect that driver right back to your dealership, so the odds go way up that that person's going to use your dealership for all the follow-on maintenance. Now, maintenance reminders are not the only kind of service reminders that you might want to make. How about a reminder when their lease is almost up? How about a reminder or an incentive to let them know when there's new dealer incentives from the manufacturer when that lease is almost up, or when you know there's a lot of miles on the car? Why not let those drivers know that there's some special financing or special lease offers or special trade-in programs, and come back to your dealer to learn more? All you have to say is, would you like to be connected to the sales department to learn more? And the driver simply says yes, and they'll get connected. So now you can talk with those drivers by using talking mobile advertisements and let them use voice response to get connected to your service department or your sales department even after they leave the dealership. What a great way to keep your brand and your value proposition in front of the driver after they drive off your lot. Well, we're talking about major dealer benefits. Number one, we think your dealership should pre-install this technology on every car for free. Why? Because you can use the technology without expense to the dealership as long as the vehicle remains on your lot prior to the sale. Now, you're going to explain the benefits of this technology to the buyer, and most of the buyers are going to want to keep it. But if they don't, for some reason, you can just unplug that device from the ODB2 port, and that way you don't have to have any sunk cost per vehicle if you don't sell it. Well, for those that want to keep it, the actual dealer cost, it remains under $200 per vehicle, and that means that when you sell it for the fair market value, your dealership can make as much as a 75% profit margin per sale. And you're going to get a lot more people to sign up for this product than you will a plain theft recovery device like LoJack, because most people are not willing to pay the retail price when the LoJack type systems, their only benefit is theft recovery. Well, by pre-installing this device on every vehicle on your dealership, you can also qualify for discounts on your Garage Keepers insurance. So why will car buyers love this solution over the other things that you may have used in the past? Well, the first reason is they can find their own car fast. All they have to do is open up a web browser, type in their code, and they can find their vehicle in 30 seconds or less. Well, have you ever called your son or your daughter or your wife, and maybe their mobile phone battery is dead, or they just didn't answer their phone and it's getting late at night, and now you're starting to worry? Well, no reason to worry anymore, even if their mobile phone dies or they don't answer their telephone. Why? Because you can open up a web browser, type in the code, and find out where that vehicle is right now. So now you can know where your son is. You can know where your daughter is. You can know where your wife is. You can know where your extended family members are when you put the GPS asset management chip in each vehicle that you own. And don't forget the geofence. So you can draw the geofence around your neighborhood or around your city or around your county, whatever rules that you believe that you've set wherever the car is supposed to be. And if your child is not in school where they're supposed to be, or if your child passes the speed trigger limit that you've set for the vehicle, you're going to get notified whenever the vehicle leaves the parameter, the geofence, or whenever the vehicle's speeding. You're going to get to know about it right away. Okay? Or if you're a business owner, you're going to know when the fleet drivers and the business people that work for you are doing the same things. And so this is a much better way to manage your vehicle. It's a much better way to have full assurance of where your loved ones are. And it's also a great way to get additional discounts on your own insurance. And of course, you're going to want everyone that drives the car to be hands-free. And of course, okay, even drivers love the idea that their talking phone assistant will remind them when it's time for an auto service, just to make sure they stay on top of it and their car lasts as long as possible. So what does all this mean? It means that we can increase dealer sales. You can add distracted driving to every vehicle on your lot. You can make it coterminous with the loan payments. You can prevent accidents. You might even be able to save somebody's life, and that's the best benefit of all. You can appeal to parents and families that are concerned about safe driving, and you can link drivers to your dealership after they leave the lot by using voice-activated advertisements and voice response for them to get connected back to your sales or service department. Automated service reminders will increase the odds that they're going to use your dealership after the point of sale. And of course, every time that driver sends a text message, posts to Twitter, posts to Facebook, or sends an email, your talking mobile assistant is going to sign each message and let the person that received that message know they got this product from your dealership, and there's going to be a link back to your dealership website. So every driver that leaves your lot can promote your car dealership and the fact that you're the dealer that cares about driver safety. Well, there's real profit potential for those of you who are auto dealers. This is a small calculator that you can use, and you can change all the assumptions that are in red. In this case, what we said was, we asked the dealer, how many new cars do you sell every month? And they said 100. We asked the dealer, how many used cars do you sell each month? They said 50. And then we asked the dealership, how many cars come through the service department every month? They said about 1,000. And so here you can see in the next column over, we said, what percent of those new cars that you sell are going to accept the hands-free safe driving assistant? We said 40%. And so here you can see that that means that this dealer is going to sell 40 cars a hands-free distracted driving solution. Over to the right, we said what percent of those people are going to take the Auto Advantage GPS asset management chip? We also said 40%. So another 40 cars are going to be equipped with that technology. Okay, then down on the next line, we said, okay, of the 50 used cars that you sell every month, what percent are going to take the hands-free safe driving assistant, and what percent are going to take the GPS asset management products? And so you can see that we put in the same 40%, and you can see the number of cars that we're going to be equipping with this technology on a monthly basis. And then just below that, we can see that there's 1,000 cars that come through the service department bay every single month, and we said that only about 10% of the cars that come through are going to want to activate the hands-free safe driving assistant after the free gift period expires. And only 10% of those cars that go through the service department are going to want to have the GPS asset management chip installed in the vehicle. And then you can see the referrals at the last line. Okay, so for every hands-free car that we equip, we're saying that for the life of that car, they're only going to refer 2 other people to get the same hands-free safe driving assistant. And for the life of the car, we're saying they're only going to refer 1 other person that's going to want a GPS asset management chip installed in their car. So we think these are very conservative estimates, but if your dealership thinks that there's different numbers that apply to you, you could go into any one of these numbers that are in red and change them in the spreadsheet calculator, and it will automatically recalculate what's in it for your auto dealership. But check the bottom line out for the dealership that does sell 100 new cars, 50 used cars a month, and services about 1,000 cars a month, and we get a take rate of about 40% of the cars sold and about 10% of the cars that go through the service department. The profit potential is $2.6 million for your dealership. That's not a sales forecast, that's the profit potential for your auto dealership. So the money that is available, the extra income for your dealership is potentially serious. So your next step is call your certified auto dealer affiliate who sent you this presentation. Okay, let them know how many cars you sell each month so they can plug it into the calculator for you. Let them know how many cars you service every single month. Let them know what percent of those cars do you think are going to take advantage of the opportunity. Okay, and then get a copy of your Garage Keeper's insurance bill, and also get a copy of any invoices that you paid to LoJack or any similar products during the last 12 months. If you can provide this information to your certified auto dealer affiliate, they can create a custom proposal for your auto dealership and show you exactly the profit potential that's available. Together, we really can prevent accidents. We really can save lives, and we really can have customers have much better control over their automobile vehicles and their family members. And remember, the competition is speechless, and the rest is all talk. Thanks for watching. I'm Michael Metcalf.